Hi, I'm Willow Grace Mystic, and I want to talk about this week's energy report, energy astrology update. So, before I begin, I want to say thank you for the likes, the loves, the follows, the shares. It is because of you I get to do what I love best. So, let's get started. On Sunday, April 18th, Mercury is conjunct the sun in the sign of Aries. So remember that Mercury is regarded as the ruler of the third house. It is the planet of our day to day expression and all of our relationships. Mercury governs our travel, technology, information. It is now halfway through its cycle. Now, Mercury Sun conjunctions, always when Mercury is going direct, happen right in the middle of the Mercury cycle. So, this is about manifesting what was started at the beginning of the Mercury cycle that began back in February 8th, 2021. So, think and look back to see what was happening at that time with what you were trying to manifest, and you will gain some further insight on the completion of this Mercury cycle. Then on Monday, April 19th, 2021, the Sun and Mercury both enter the earthy, grounded sign of Taurus. Now, remember that the Sun, it represents our identity, it's how we shine out into the world. With this combined energy, we're going to be experiencing like a sudden energetic shift from our fiery, passionate Aries, and it's going to now go into more earthy, grounded Taurus feel. So the focus is now going to be taking what was started in Aries, and it's going to be coming up and beginning to create a plan that's going to make the idea that we started with more stable, more abundant. This is an energy of endurance. It's firmly rooted in the growth for the future. Taurus is all about solid steps and concrete results. If in the Aries seasons we felt inspired and we came up with many of these great ideas, now's the time that we're going to take a step back and we're going to figure out, how do I make this happen? The Sun and Mercury in Taurus, it's here to give us the practical intelligence and the stamina that we need to make our ideas a reality. Then on Friday, April 23rd, 2021, Mars is going to enter Cancer. Now, Mars is the explorer. It's the pioneer. It's in its home sign of Aries, and it's going to be making its shift from fire into the watery sign of Cancer. Now, Mars is the planet of action, and Cancer is a sign of privacy and security. Now, together, this is representing our need for protection of our shell and our comfort zone. Mars in Cancer can be very emotional and sensitive, and it has an outer shell, and the shell is as solid as a rock. And this is about not hesitating to use our pinchers when feeling threatened. Cancer, being a cardinal sign, this is the first signs that bring in a season. It wants to move forward and start new things. So the upcoming 6 weeks, they're going to be a really good time to begin to draw stronger boundaries and to fight for protecting what we feel is important to us. The goal is to create a safer, more nurturing environment that will allow room for growth and a feeling of freedom. Then, moving forward, on Saturday, April 24th, Mercury is going to be conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So, when the planet of communication, travel, technology, that would be our Mercury, it meets up in the sky with the planet of shock and surprise, Uranus, we can expect great insights and breakthroughs, aha moments, important announcements. I look forward to this transit as an opportunity to gain clarity and to receive some additional information needed for projects that I want to move forward with into the future. Then on Sunday, April 25th, Mercury is conjunct Venus in Taurus. Now, the head of Think about the head being Mercury, our thoughts and ideas, and the heart, Venus. They're going to be combining, uniting. So your communication, it's going to be more persuasive than usual. You're going to find it easier to articulate your thoughts, your feelings. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to be able to put words to your thoughts and the feelings, letting those around you know exactly how you feel. On Monday, April 26th, 2021, we're going to be having this amazing full moon. It's going to be in the deep, watery sign of Scorpio. Now, this full moon is opposite of Uranus in Taurus, and it's trine Mars in Cancer. Now, this is a lot of energy, so let's break it down. All full moons in Scorpio, by definition, they're very intense. And this lunation is not going to be any exception. Full moons bring about closures, endings. They're times when things are completely illuminated. This is figuratively and literally. Now remember that the moon rules our emotions, and when she is full, her qualities are magnified and we feel things more intensely. When we experience a full moon in Scorpio, things become spiritually deep and we crave intimacy with others. Conversations that you may have been avoiding are now, they're like simmering at the surface. They could now boil over. Mars is the planet of heat in a water sign, which is going to fuel our emotions even more. And Uranus is going to seek an outlet for them. So have open lines of communication and expect the unexpected. So let's see where this falls in the signs. If you're Scorpio or Scorpio rising, this full moon is going to be in your first house. The first house is associated with you, your body, your appearance, how you appear to others. A full moon in the first house often will signal endings, culminations in these areas of your life. Having a full moon occur in your first house can be a very emotional time. This full moon is going to be extremely intense for you. How you see yourself, judging yourself, how others may see you, your temperament. So use caution and temper how others see you, how you see them. This is about you taking on a new image, a new look, and changes in your personality. Libra. Libra, this is happening in your second house. So when we have a full moon in our second house, it has to do with our income, our finances, our possessions, endings, culminations in these areas of our life. Having a full moon occur in your second house, it could be manifest as a time when you have reached some financial pinnacle or ending. This could be a time when you've saved up enough money to buy this item that you've been budgeting for, or a pay raise, or a bonus that's been long time overdue, or paying off a large debt. Now, it's in the full moon sign of Scorpio, so this is you saying, I'm intensely, I'm into this. I have bought into this. I feel this way about it. I deserve this. You will be feeling things and feeling that you deserve it, and not only judging yourself, but like judging others. And your temperament is right on the edge. So use caution with your words to others. Virgo. Virgo rising and Virgo sun. This full moon is in your third house. The third house is associated with siblings, early education, short educational courses, general communication, local neighborhood, short distance travel. A full moon in your third house may signal endings and culminations in these areas of your life. A full moon occurring in your third house could manifest as a completion of something with a sibling, concerning your local neighborhood. It also could be that a sibling or someone that you see often in your day to day, they've moved further away. A relationship will come to an end, or a falling out. Now, remember, this is a full moon in Scorpio, so your feelings are extremely intense. So make sure that you're using open lines of communication, because your feelings are going to get hurt. Their feelings are going to get hurt. This is about things that are unspoken and are unsaid to others that need to come out possibly before the full moon would be the best. And you could prepare for this and say, okay, I don't want to get angry. This has been bothering me. It's simmering under the surface. How do I avoid any problems moving forward? So, full moon, third house. Leo, this full moon is occurring in your fourth house. Your fourth house is associated with family, particularly your parents, your home, real estate. It's also past lives. The full moon in the fourth house may signal endings, culminations in these areas of your life. A full moon occurring in your fourth house could manifest as an ending, such as you're paying off your mortgage, you're moving a house, you're moving out of the country, a completion for some real estate. This also may be endings or completions in matters that are related to family, particularly your parents. Now, it could manifest as an ending or types for them, such as retiring, downsizing, becoming an empty nester. Now, remember, this is in Scorpio. So these are things that are bothering you right underneath the surface, things that you've not talked about. So if there's something that you would like to discuss with your parents, with uh, things with your home, with your significant other, now would be a really good time before the actual full moon to not let it boil over. Look at things, talk about things ahead of time, address them so it doesn't boil over. This full moon is hot water. You can either think of it as a hot tub or you can think of it as a geyser. Full moon in Cancer, Cancer rising and Cancer sun. This is occurring in your fifth house. Now, the fifth house is associated with your children, creativity, romance, everything that you do for fun. A full moon in the fifth house often will signal endings or culminations in these areas of your life. So, a full moon occurring in your fifth house could be manifesting as endings concerning your children. This can include things as they're finishing school, college, they're moving away. This could be a result of some kind of an end that has to do with that. It's also the house of creativity. What do you do for fun, including romance? These are other topics that could be reaching a climax or a culmination in some way. So perhaps the completion of an artistic project, a social event, it could be launched, sporting level achieved. Now, since your full moon is in the sign of Scorpio, you are feeling intensely about these things. If there's something that needs to be said between you and your adult children, if there's something that needs to be, that there's going to be an ending, say it before or expect to be emotionally invested in this time. Remember, it's bringing to light some things that are ending. This could be with romance. Use caution with our words. Yes, we feel it deep, but how do we use caution with things that are on the surface that we have been avoiding, that we haven't wanted to talk about? So this is maybe a completion of an artistic project, something that you want to start, something that you are totally emotionally involved and want to begin. This is like the house of what do I want to give birth to? All right. Gemini or Gemini rising. This full moon in Scorpio is happening in your sixth house. Now, the sixth house is associated with your health, your daily routines, fitness, pets, work, especially your connection with day-to-day work. A full moon in the sixth house, this usually signals endings, culminations in these areas of your life. So this is also an opportunity to manifest as what is a health issue that or a completion or a fitness goal that you're ending, you're extremely proud of, you're excited about. This is the house that could be at a time of a work assignment that is completed. This could be the end of a working relationship with colleagues. This could be you retiring, you moving, resigning. The sixth house is our day-to-day what we do. So since you will have a full moon in this house, there's things that you, if it's retiring, you've been feeling this, you are torn. What do I want to do? What do I feel? Is this the right time? The full moon is saying, okay, everything's illuminated. Let's talk about it. Let's embrace it. This is, if I'm finishing a goal, it's time to readjust, realign, and say, okay, I'm emotionally spiritually invested in this. How do I move forward with something new? If you are Taurus or Taurus rising, this full moon is happening in your seventh house. Now, the seventh house is associated with one on one partners, relationships. It could be romantic or business, platonic, as well as very close friends. A full moon in the seventh house may signal some endings or culminations in these areas of your life. A full moon in the seventh house could manifest as endings in regards to a relationship. While it could represent a breakup of relationships, it could also be the end of one phase of a relationship, moving on to the next phase of the relationship. It could also be the ending or culmination concerning your partner only and not involve you. The seventh house is also often linked to romantic relationships. It's often linked to business relationships and one on one relationships. Close friends are included in it. And the 11th house is also friends that may not be as close. So these are career situations that you work closely with clients. So there could be some endings concerning these one on one relationships, or endings or completions working with one on one clients, or a relationship with a work partner, or where a client just no longer requires your services, or a friend is moving away, or that there's a falling out of some kind. Remember that this Scorpio energy is, what do I feel deeply? How am I expressing it? If everything is simmering right at the top, I need to express how I feel so things do not um, overflow, bubble over. This is hot water. You can either think of it as a nice warm hot tub, or you can think of it as a geyser exploding. So acknowledge the feelings, acknowledge the words, and acknowledge that this is the house that it's going to be happening. How do I work with this energy and this person moving forward? If you are an Aries or Aries rising, this full moon is in your eighth house. The eighth house is often associated with shared finances, possessions. It can include shared finances with a partner, inheritances, taxes, insurances, loans from financial institutions. So, a full moon in the eighth house may signal an ending or a culmination in these areas of your life. So, a full moon in your eighth house, it could manifest as the finalization or the end of a joint property matter, such as a divorce settlement or the disillusionment of a business partnership. The eighth house is also associated with inheritance. So, this could be a time when the inheritance is finalized, or the loan, or the tax, or the paperwork that you've had to do for this. It is now being completed, the insurance. So you're feeling it intensely. You are emotionally and spiritually invested in this. All the feelings are bubbling at the top and not wanting to go over. So know that this is hot water. If you address things now, it'll be more like hot tub or bubble bath. If not, it will be more of as a hot geyser exploding. So use your words, choose them cautiously, and know that um, this is a really difficult house when it's a disillusionment of something or a finalization of something. And so it could be a little bit hard. Take a step back and approach it that way. Pisces, your full moon in Scorpio is in your ninth house. The ninth house is associated with expanding our horizons and long distance travel, foreign people, foreign cultures, higher education, religion, philosophy, publishing, the law. A full moon in the ninth house can signal endings or culminations or closures of these areas of your life. So, a full moon in your ninth house can manifest as having just completed an overseas trip, or it could be finishing up matters that are related to overseas interests or having to do with cultures, beliefs. This is the house of higher education. So it could be related to completion of studies, like a graduation, endings of. The ninth house also covers subjects as publishing and the law. So it could be that legal matters are completed at this time, or a book or some other matters that are related to publishing, it's completed at this time. So this is an ending to foreign people, foreign things, things that you've been working on, and it's what you feel spiritually and emotionally invested in. Approach this with an open mind and kind words, knowing that everything is simmering at the surface and that you feel so invested in this that it feels a part of you. Aquarius. Aquarius, this full moon is occurring in your 10th house. The 10th house is associated with your career, your public reputation, honors, how you are seen in the world. A full moon in the 10th house, it will signal endings and culminations in these areas of your life. So, a full moon in the 10th house can manifest as endings concerning your career, possibly transferring from within, resigning from. It could be being fired. It could be maybe things are redundant in your workplace. If you've had a lot of public attention, this may be a time when it slows down to a stop. If this is something that's been a positive, now you will have the opportunity to take a step back and it will be a break. If you feel like you've been in the limelight for the wrong reasons, now though you'll feel like you are getting a break. All these feelings of it's bubbling over, it's now going to be an ending so you can move on from here. Capricorn, this full moon is happening in your 11th house. Now, the 11th house is associated with groups, friends, organizations, your hopes, your dreams. So, a full moon in the 11th house, it may signal endings or culminations in this area of your life. A full moon in the 11th house, it can manifest endings in this area of your life that could be friends moving far away. It could be you leave a group, you leave an organization, you've outgrown it, you're done with it. You don't feel like you belong anymore there. It could also be that if you or your friends, you feel like this group is not for you, that it's expired, it's past, or an event that you have planned is ending. This could also be some sort of completion of that you've worked towards, and now it's the ending or completion of this event that you've worked together with a group. You are emotionally and spiritually invested in this. It is something that's near and dear to your heart. Use your words with caution because remember, Scorpio feels everything intently and deeply, and this is you with everything simmering at the surface, and you don't want things to boil over. The full moon is, it could be hot water, meaning hot tub, hot bubble bath, or actual hot water like a geyser exploding. So use caution with this moving forward. Sagittarius. This full moon is happening in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house is often associated with hidden and secret matters, as well as places of confinement and seclusion. It can be related to addictions, our undoing, it could be illness. A full moon in the 12th house may signal endings and culminations in these areas of your life. So, a full moon occurring in your 12th house could manifest as a culmination of a period of where you've been in withdrawal. You have been in seclusion and now you're ready to come back out to the world. This could be having been in a retreat. This could be hospital, monastery, rehab, jail. The 12th house is also associated with low energy and could be a time when you're starting to feel more energetic and eager to be back out into the world. This is where you have been, and now you are saying, I'm done with this. I'm ready to move forward and explore. I feel it. I've been through it. Scorpio feels and expresses, and this is hot water. And so you can either think of it as it's a nice warm bubble bath, or if I don't address it correctly, this will be like a hot geyser exploding. So, I appreciate you following me at Willow Grace Mystic. I do have a couple events coming up. The first is Tuesday, April 20th. It's going to be an astrology update. It's a free webinar on Meetup. You can find it on my webpage. And on Wednesday, April 21st, I'm offering a Learn Tarot workshop. So there's still time to sign up for it. I look forward to hearing from you. Let me know, what is your rising sign? How is this energy going to affect you this week? Follow along with it. I heart you and hope that you have an amazing week.